Episode of Marketer Access. Today we're going to look at how to convert leads to paying customers. I would say everyone needs paying customers in business. There might be exceptions, but how do we get them? One of the things we do various marketing activities, and we generate our leads. We run ads. Many of you have probably experienced that ads and clicks on those ads don't necessarily mean immediate purchases. And there's reasons for that, which we will, of course, talk about today. There's principles and ways to think that I want you to get out of this that will help you in prioritizing your time, prioritizing your marketing budget, so that you can convert your leads into customers, and your customers will give you business. We will also talk a little bit about how to maximize the value of those customers. So there's various ways that you can get more business from your marketing. So, and also I invite you to ask questions if there's anything along the way, or something that's unclear, or you want me to explain something. If you are watching this in a recording, you are of course welcome to contact us on our social channels or via email. You will find our website on pinetreemarketing.com, and obviously you are watching now via one of our social channels, most likely. We are live on YouTube and Facebook and LinkedIn, and I will pick up if there's any questions along the way on those channels. And again, if you're watching a replay, I know a lot of people like to watch this in replay, then just comment as well. We do answer comments afterwards, or reach out. So let's get started. So today's main topic is how to convert leads to paying customers. It's a thing that we see that we as a marketing agency focus more and more on. We talk more and more about it, and we see more and more customers reaching out to us as their ads are not sufficient to get customers. And there's some quite easy principles and ways to think to make this a lot more efficient, which we will focus on. So who am I? I am CEO and founder of Pine Tree Marketing. We are a multinational marketing agency. We're based in Cape Town. I'm originally Norwegian. We have other Scandinavians on the team, and we basically serve customers all over the world. Really passionate about helping entrepreneurs understand the bigger picture of marketing, which is why we're talking about what we do today. So from everything from increasing conversion rates to understand the buyer's journey, how that works from just being a click to becoming an actual customer, and how to utilize these processes and frameworks in a way that gives customers. But the focus today is advertising your business might take people to your website and landing page, and you might have experienced exactly this. But most often, very few of those who click on your ad or like your posts, etc., are ready to buy immediately or the first time they hear of you. For some reason, the marketing industry seems to have been focusing, at least up until now, very much on that. The ad to conversion might work better in certain e-commerce sectors, but generally people don't take purchase decisions that quickly anymore. We get distracted. We don't trust. We're scared of being sold to, and all of those things. So generally, that's why some of the reasons why it doesn't happen. But we're also going to look at that throughout this session. So a few tools that I will focus on today. I will talk about the customer journey, and I will also talk about something called lifecycle marketing, which is how you market throughout the buyer's own purchasing process, so you can get more clients out of the process. And of course, how to prioritize it. Because one thing is to just tell you all the things that you might be doing, but you might not have the time and the resources to do all of those things right away. So we will also talk about how to prioritize it. And you can see where you are and choose based on that. But some of the tools that we're going to talk about are lead magnets, why, how, and all that. Lead capturing, why that is so incredibly important, and what is it actually? Why do you need it? Lead nurturing, how, again, why do you need that? Why can't you just, what is it? Why can't you be without it? CRM system, because the system will really help you do a lot of these things very efficiently. We will talk about referral campaigns and know when to follow up. So this is also very related to nurturing, timing, and what you say when. So first, just to not skip this step, you do need to generate traffic to your website as well. So when we say we focus on conversions, is that there's no point of driving a lot of traffic to your site or your landing pages if you don't have a plan for how to convert them. But you still need to do this to put people into your conversion process. Again, just if you just drive people to your website, you won't necessarily get the sales, and you're losing out on quite a lot. So just to mention some of those ideas, if you haven't done it yet, you can create I'm going to talk about two different things. Organic content, which is things like blog posts and content that is valuable for your reader and consumer to attract them to your website. And it can be social media. It can be, for example, hashtags, etc. But creating content on social media that people want to engage with and create awareness. Then you have ads, which is paid. So generally creating organic content takes a lot of your time bank, unless you pay for it, then it takes money. But advertisement will definitely cost you some money. So that's why you want to make sure you have the conversion machine ready. But things like Google, social media, they are slightly different. Google is a platform where people more actively look for what you serve. And social media is more where you place your services in front of people. They won't necessarily find you searching for your services so much. But always keep in mind, a click is not a sale, and a like is not a sale either. And just to repeat, very few people will buy the first time they visit your page. So this is not enough to get clients. And that's where a lot of entrepreneurs fail, because they do this and this only. And this is where the money generally goes out. So we need to do something called lead capturing. So here I have little stats, just to start off with that one. 96, and you will find various versions of that online. 96% of your website visitors will most likely not buy the first time they visit your website, like we said. So you need to make sure that you have the opportunity to interact with these people over time, so that you can remind them of the value, remind them of the need, create trust and credibility for your brand. Why should they choose you? Some people might have 6-7 tabs up looking for the same kind of service or product. Why choose you? So you need to have the opportunity to capture their details, so that when they are ready to make a purchase decision, you are top of mind. And that is what lead generation is, taking it from click to a lead. So lead generation is the process of generating the traffic and capturing the contact information from potential customers. So here we're looking at this graphic down here. We do ads, we get the click, we take them to a designated landing page. I will talk more about that as well, how to optimize this. To capture them. That we need that to take them further into the process of generating a new client. So how do you collect the contact information? There's many options, and we're going to also speak about lead magnets specifically. But you can do it via web forms, landing pages, which we're going to talk specifically about, competition, etc. People love competitions. You use gamifications. Point is that you need to capture their contact details. You want their contact details. For them to do so, you need to give them something of value. People don't just give their email address out. You need to give them something of value, and often we call that a lead magnet. If you don't know what a lead magnet is or want ideas for how to create one, I will share this resource with you. So this is about how to create lead magnets, how to use them well, how to choose them. Really just try to give you a boost on how to get started with lead magnets if you don't have any. So it's ideas, what works, why you would choose one over the other, etc. So that is a resource for you. It's free to download, so feel free to use that. Some examples of lead magnets can be discount codes on the first purchase. It can be free information, free add-ons, so adding on extra. For example, one of the things that we provide to our customers is to help them sell online courses, and we use a platform, we resell a platform called Kajabi. But in addition to that, we give people extra training for free. So it's not just here you go platform, but helping people actually get there. So it's a free add-on, but it helps the client reach the goal of creating their online course, not just supplying the platform. So that is just some examples, but feel free to download that resource there. It is free. Then to capture leads efficiently, and this is why you will see this in context, why we're talking about CRM systems. There's a lot of CRM systems out there, just to mention that. So I'm going to talk a little bit about what you want to look for in a CRM system. There is also an option here for a CRM system that we provide. It's not our own, so we again resell it, but that is one out of many. But if you follow the link, you can always try it out. It's a special deal there for that. But what should you be looking for, and why should you have a CRM system? To be able to efficiently capture details, you need to collect all these details, all these leads in one place. I'm going to talk a little bit about later when I talk about how to follow up. I'm going to give you some indications on how many leads actually fall through the cracks when you don't have a CRM system. When you don't have a system, you will see it's a significant amount, because then they get stuck on a post-it note here, a business card there, and a form there, on Facebook there, on LinkedIn there, in my mailbox there, and it's really not organized. If you are also in a GDPR area or a POPIA area, some region that requires, that has privacy laws for how you store data, you do really need a CRM system, because it helps you have overview of what data you have on people, and you give people the rights that they are entitled to according to these laws about insight and allow permission to be forgotten and a lot of those things. So having a CRM system is very, very good for also compliance. So you have to consider if you're one of those areas or not. What do you look for in a CRM system? You want to capture contact details so that you can store the information, but you also want to be able to segment the information. So I want to know if someone comes or maybe clicks on an ad that I have on Get a CRM System. Then I want to know that they're interested in CRM systems so that I can follow up with relevant information. So I don't get perceived as spam, so I can really have relevant information. If you were interested in our Kajabi and free training products, then I want to know that, because then I won't talk about, now Kajabi has a CRM element of it, but I won't focus so much on all the benefits of a CRM. I will focus on the simplicity of having an all-in-one system like Kajabi for hosting your online courses and website and follow-ups and all of that stuff. So I really need to understand what kind of product have you shown interest in, or what kind of service, so that I can segment your information. I also want to segment you based on, are you a lead? Are you a customer? Are you in the process of becoming a customer? What kind of contact are you? So again, I can follow you up appropriately. The system should also allow you to automate processes. And I'll tell you why. I'm going to tell you a lot of things that you should be doing. And automating processes allow you to standardize your processes so you can also improve them, and you don't have to spend time on doing the same thing again and again and again. So you can spend time on other things like evaluating your sales process, and evaluating your pipeline, or chasing new deals, or looking after your customer, whatever you need to do, whatever you're really good at. So the system should be able to automate processes. For example, sending out an email with the lead magnet that you promised them. So someone fills in a landing page saying, yes, I want this lead magnet for you, please. For example, the lead generation one. It's not me sending you that email afterwards with that ebook. I have my system, which I use Keep. So I have Keep sending you that ebook, so I keep my promise about sending you that ebook. So that should a typical example of something that should be automated, and you should be added to the correct nurturing campaign. We're going to talk a little bit more about nurturing as well. And yeah, customer post customer follow-ups, following up on your customers to add more value. We'll talk about that as well. But again, you will see when you get to that, I will advise that it's automated. It's really, really cheap to do it, because it doesn't have to cost a lot to set it up. It doesn't have to cost you then any time to do it afterwards either. By segmenting your contacts, you can focus on upselling, repeat sales, add-ons, asking for referrals. You can nurture your actual customers to get repeat orders, and you can really automate a lot of these things. Again, one such system is Keep. You can try it if you want to. There's also a lot of other systems out there. Here's also that link if you want it. Then we have landing pages. So I promise I'm going to talk a little bit about landing pages as well. These landing pages that you see here on the right-hand side, you see templated landing pages that I just picked from Keep. So Keep, for example, comes with a lot of templated landing pages. The different ones. One is offering a free chapter in an ebook. One is a video library subscription. One at the bottom here, behind my picture, let me take my picture away. You will see, I know you can't see it that well, but this is a one-time offer to sell a product. So for example, if you know where someone are in the nurturing process, you can give them a special offer that is not available on your public website. Let me take this away. Which can maybe close the deal, and they feel special because they see it's not an open offer on the website. It's not just the offer that you always have that you're trying to push, and they don't feel special. You can actually give special offers on specific things. So landing pages are great for that as well. On the left-hand side, you can see one that we have created ourselves in Keep, also from a template. It's a webinar registration, which talks about, obviously it's a registration page, and then it talks about the benefits and what you will learn and things like that down here. So landing pages are great because they can really optimize how your click, visitor, lead experiences, or what their experience is like from when they click on the ad to the landing page. Is it communicating the same communication? Am I reinforcing the message? That will make it easier to take the next step. If the message is confusing or different or too much, you can lose people. So it's really important. This is your lead capture. You're going to use these landing pages to capture your leads. So you want to, or that's one of the uses you can use, a special offer. You can also use in nurturing, for example. But you want to use them to capture your leads, for example. And you need to make sure that the messaging is solid and to the point. So that is really important. And you can have one product that you sell to two different verticals, and it's the same product, but the landing page can now be different. If you're targeting hairdressers, you can have hairdressing, hair pictures, pastel colors. If you're targeting the same service to construction, you can have more the yellow, orange, black colors, and not pictures of hair, but maybe more construction-related pictures. So just an example of how landing pages can be used to really optimize the experience that your potential client has with your messaging and your company. Here's an example of such done in an automation, just to show you what an automation can look like. And so here we have a landing page with ebook download where you can request the ebook. And then we have two sequences in here that delivers the ebook. If you click in any of those emails to download it, you will get into the appropriate nurture campaign. If you don't click on it, you will get the second email. If you don't click on that, you will not receive anything else because you do not want to spam you. So that is just an example of how simple automation can work to make life easier for you. Then we have lead nurturing. This is a big one and one that is quite important. This is where you take them on from lead, or from lead actually, to customers. I'm going to talk about two types of lead nurturing specifically. Retargeting, which is advertising to people that are already aware of your business. So you might have seen, you've been to this online shop and you keep seeing ads for those products popping up various places. That is an example of retargeting. Typically a display thing if it's an e-shop, if it's a web shop. So it's, oh, you see this product and they place that product visually in front of you again. But it can also be text ads, and you're just targeting people that you already little bit know what the interest might be. That can be done without knowing who they are. You can use pixels, but pixels are getting less and less. They're disappearing more and more, their efficiency, because people can put pixel blockers, and it will be less and less allowed to have pixels. At least that's the trend right now. So that is something to be aware of. So your pixel will not pick up everyone that has visited a specific page that pixel is on. Then you have email marketing, and I'm absolutely not talking about spam, just to clear that. It's still one of the most cost-effective ways to keep in contact with prospects, and it is very effective. I normally have I have a whole session that I do as well, these market access, where I focus on email marketing as well. So if you go to previous one or to our YouTube where you can find them all, you will find some on email marketing as well if you have more questions about that. But it's really, really effective, and it's really, really cheap. The key is to send the right information at the right time and to know your target group. So this is where your CRM becomes important, and your segmentation in your CRM, that is good, or the ability to do so. Because then you can send targeted messages. You can use it very efficiently to say the right thing at the right time. And if you do that, first of all, you own your email list compared to if you have contact details, or if you have likes and followers, etc., on your social media channels. You don't own their contact details. If you have them in your CRM system and you have the email address registered there, or in the phone number for that sake, you own that information. Well, you don't own it because they have the right for you to delete it as well. But it has a business value for you. So that is quite important to understand the difference between having your proper data in a CRM compared to just having it floating around everywhere. But email marketing is very effective. Doesn't mean that everyone is going to see all the emails you send, but you also in control of who receives the emails. Seeing them, yeah, that is still not all the time. But at the same time, if you're on social media, you're totally not deciding if someone is seeing your stuff. They say, it varies all the time, but say about 5% of your followers on your page might get exposed to your organic content. Your email stats are going to be a lot higher. So you have to compare your options here. So email marketing, not spam, is really cost effective and proven to be very effective as well. So really have a look at that. Keep, for example, have an integrated email system as well, where you can both send what we call broadcasts, which are those once-off newsletter style emails. Remember, please make them useful for the reader, and also automations, like I showed you with a landing page that sends ebooks, and nurturing can be, oh, someone opened this, that means that they're interested in that, send them this. So it's more that if this happened, then do this kind of logic. Is automation. But it can be quite creatively done, which is what you need to do to convert your clients. So lead nurturing is not only newsletters. So a lot of people go write their newsletter, everything that happened in the business, because it's interesting for you, but it might not be interesting for the reader. It might be perceived as spam, and do that and blast it out to the whole mailing list. And what you should be doing is to segment your mailing list and send relevant information to each person. So it perceived a lot more personal. Again, your stats and chances of success are a lot higher. So standardized monthly newsletters to your customer base might not necessarily be sufficient, and it might not be the right way to go. It might work well, but it might also not work well. For example, your newsletters to your existing customers should probably be different than your newsletters to people that are not your customers. Tailor and streamline your communication. Know your customers' demographics, interests, past purchases, and create fictional buyer personas. You really, and I'm going to tell you about trigger campaigns. Trigger campaigns is a campaign that will be, if this happened, then do this. For example, if someone asks for an ebook, send the ebook and then put them in nurturing. If it will be someone filled in this lead form in your Facebook lead ad, then do XYZ, put them in the relevant nurturing and monitor. Again, automate, because this is going to be very time consuming if you're going to do all of this manually, and chances are that you're going to be quite despondent as well and not get through all of it. So we're talking about how to convert leads to customers. If you want to do it, I highly recommend that you automate and create your processes. You can also nurture your actual customers to get repeat orders and additional purchases. A lot of people forget that part. You're going to see when it comes to prioritizing that is something I will bring up again there. Lead nurturing, measure it. Beauty of having a process and creating a process. The process does not have to be perfect when you create it. Just create it so that you can start to measure it, because then you can improve it. Always look for ways to improve. See if something is working well, you can repeat it, try different segments. If something is working in one segment, try it on another, but measure. Then we have a nice one, know when to follow up. So you should be spending time on leads that are ready to buy. How do you know that? Well, that we'll get to. Make it easy to buy. And remember to follow up on leads. And you might say, well, don't you always remember to follow up on leads? No, you actually don't. The statistics here at the bottom, I'm going to point out a few of those stats. So don't worry. I'm not going to go through all of them. And if the writing is small, I will point it out. But this is a sales stat that one of my old sales managers put out when I worked in sales about, it must be closer to 10 years ago now, that I was presented to this the first time, and it is still super relevant. But the top one, I'm going to focus on the top one and the bottom and one in the middle. So 48% of salespeople never follow up with a prospect. So that is basically 48% of leads throwing out the window straight away. Imagine the potential if you got hold of all of those, and you could convert all of those as well. So it's basically half of your leads are not even being followed up. So if you have a conversion rate of whatever it is, you can double the amount of people that leads that you get from that. What is the reasons for this? There's two things I'm gonna highlight. One, lack of CRM system. The leads are lying everywhere. There's no structured way to collect your leads. So think about that. Structured way of collecting leads. If they come into your CRM and get registered as a lead, it will be there and will sit there until you do something about it, unless you automated it so they're already being followed up. And then we have the second one is that fear of failure. So people sometimes don't follow up because they're not 100% sure what to say. They don't necessarily know where they came from, which ad they come from, what were they interested in, or for other reasons, just fear of failure with a first sales call. And then a little bit further down, I'm down here now. Only 10% of salespeople make more than 3 contacts. And why is that important? Well, if I jump down here, taking these two, 90% of sales are made on the 4th contact and up. So see how much potential is here if you just have a structured follow-up process. A CRM system to capture your details, and a sales process. It doesn't have to be very advanced. You just need to make sure that your leads are registered, become a sales opportunity. So you register them as a sales opportunity in your CRM, and then they just make sure they're being followed up on. And they will, because it's now visible to you that they're there. And then you can count how many contacts you have, and you will see, I guarantee you will see that you will give up a lot quite early. Because, oh no, they didn't reply, or that happened, or I don't want to say the same thing, etc. And you are not following up enough. Having automated this initial follow-up as well to some degree, you can get a lot more contact points in and plan in advance what adds value to this lead. So there will not be, it won't be spam that's being sent. It's thought through content, again, that can be improved because now you have a process. So imagine how much potential is in here. 48 just throw out the window, not really followed up even. Only 10% follow up more than 3 contacts. So 10%, while 90% of business, so 10% of salespeople are follow up to maybe enough to get 10% of whatever's left of these 52%. It's basically nothing. It's a lot of potential here if you just capture your leads and follow up. Have a process. It does not have to be very advanced. It does not have to be perfect. You just need to have a process. It really, really can be simple. If you need help to just map out what you should be creating, and you can say, but I have a very low budget and it's only me, or it's me, or I have a team, whatever it is, just ask, and we'll help you design something that suits your business. Then we have a nice one. Wow your customers. We want to wow our customers because from that we can get repeat sales and referrals. And we're going to talk about that on the next slide. But how do you wow your customers? You can offer your customers additional value. So I was mentioning that when we offer that Kajabi deal, we actually help people also get started in creating their online course. So sell your knowledge online. You can have the platform, but you also get the help to set that platform up to get started so that you can manage it yourself or continue to get help, whatever you want. But additional value can be information, it can be knowledge, it can be an add-on service for free, as I mentioned. It can be availability for free as well. So add something extra, something unexpected. It's like buying a pair of shoes to get an extra pair of shoelaces. It doesn't have to be massive, just something that was unexpected. You can also demonstrate authenticity, add a personal note to each order, promptly respond to complaints. That can also be impressive. Always say thank you. Thank you is so cheap and we don't say it enough. Again, automating saying thank you must be the simplest automation out there. So don't be scared of automations. So how do you ask for reviews and referrals? Obviously, you first need to impress them, as we spoke about on the last slide. But you need to follow up with your customers after the purchase. Again, I really recommend to automate this, because we tend to like to spend money on spend our time on new business and not on the ones that already purchased. But for example, you can segment your customers, who's happy and who's not. How do you figure out? You send them an email asking, are you happy? Thumbs up. Are you unhappy? Thumbs down. If they're unhappy, I'm going to show you after this slide an example of how that is automated. Then you can have a review. You can trigger review campaigns. So if they're happy, you can ask for reviews. Focus on platforms where your customers are active. Make it easy for them to give you reviews. Alternatively, if you're really focusing on one channel where you get your leads, focus on that channel. Automated. I'm going to show you this campaign just after this slide. Referral campaigns. Have referral campaigns. Give your, preferably maybe happy customers, an incentive to refer you. That can be a surprise incentive as well. But if they know they can get an incentive, they might be more inclined to actually do so. It can be a discount off the next invoice. There can be a product. It can be whatever is suitable for your business. Again, automate. So here is an example of what that can look like, and don't be scared, I'm going to take you through it. When someone, so here's my trigger. When someone is a happy customer, well, I'm asking them actually, are you a happy customer? So this is just triggering the sequence. Now they become a customer, so I'm triggering the sequence. I send them 2 emails asking, are you happy? Are you neutral? Or are you unhappy? If they are happy, so this is if they clicked on the link that they're happy, I put them into satisfied customer follow-up. In this instance, is 2 emails and updating their tagging and the segmentations. And for example, in here, the one email is asking for a review or thanking them, obviously, and one for referral that comes later down the line. If they are neutral, I put them into neutral customer follow-up. This one only has 1 email, and then I update their segmentation. If they are not satisfied, I immediately create an internal task to follow up on this, and I update the contact in my CRM system. So it doesn't really have to be. It might look more advanced than what it is. It's just tagging, sending an email, and based on what the person clicks on, I will put them in the appropriate follow-up. So how to convert clicks to customers? We need a tailored landing page, just to summarize up to here. We need a tailored landing page. We want to have a great lead magnet that is relevant, and we want a targeted nurturing campaign. And then, of course, as we discussed with the wowing, we want to get even more business from our customers. Then I'm coming to the framework that we call life cycle marketing. Here you can see what we have said. I've taken this from Keep. They talk about this. The perfect customer life cycle. So in the perfect world, we generate new traffic to our website or our landing page. We capture the new leads from that current traffic that we're generating. And then we systemize the sales conversion. Now we're here. We make it easy to purchase, and they purchase. We deliver, impress them. We upsell and get referrals. There's also elements here. If they don't buy straight away, we can re-engage unconverted leads, and we have long-term nurture of both the prospects and the customers. So blue here means prospect after purchase, and red means after purchase, and green is lead generation. Then we have the priority path. How should we prioritize this? And this is the priority path that we actually use when we work with clients. So I'm giving you here what we use ourselves when we work with lifecycle marketing for our clients. So we map out our your customer journey, and we look at that when we also look at the lifecycle marketing. Here you got, if you haven't mapped out your customer journey, then feel free to use this tool. This tool we also use when we work with our clients. This helps you map out your customer journey. And from there, you can take steps to see where there's holes, and it's fine to have holes. So that just means that that's where you need to maybe put in the effort. So that is there. So what is the prioritizing here? The first thing that we do, we re-engage existing lists. Why do we do that? Because then we don't have to spend money on ads. You have potential clients lying in your lists, in your CRM. And if you don't have a CRM, you pop them in there. We set you up with one and you pop them in there. And then we re-engage. We're driving our prospects to take action. This is the low-hanging fruit and the quickest path to cash. Cash you need to support the rest of the activities. So if you have any existing list, any existing customers, that's where we start to work. If you don't have it, you skip that step. And then number 2, we have to make sure that we capture leads from existing traffic. This is a big one. If you're not capturing your leads, that is very, very important. So if that is creating lead magnets, if it is creating enticing offers, something to make people opt in and give away their email address, we always work on very, very quickly. Because if you don't have it, you might drive traffic again to your website without capturing them. Then we look at also step 2, we systemize your sales conversion. We want you to be intentional in seeking to convert your newest leads that enter the funnel. So be intentional. Make sure that there's intention behind what you do. So that in that way we systemize the sales conversion process. This is very important. Again, if you don't have anything there, and it doesn't have to be advanced. It can be super simple, a couple of steps. It can always be improved. It can be made bigger. If you think that this is a massive process, then you end up never doing it. So you need to really start with the minimum viable sales process, a little MVP for your sales process. Then we have deliver a stellar customer experience. So you want to do more than just fulfill on your offering. Make sure that your customer feels amazing. They feel good about this. And that is quite important because this really sets up us. You see all those red ones that are relating to our post-sale now comes. So this is the priority path, remember? Delivering a fantastic customer experience lays the foundation for asking happy customers for referrals, which is the next one. Find out who your happy customers are and ask them to refer their friends and colleagues. Chances are that your client that ended up purchasing has similar people to themselves that also need your product amongst their friends or colleagues. Then you have upsell to existing customers. What else can you offer to get more value out of their customers? You see, so far I haven't even touched any advertising. So you're completely looking at the lowest hanging fruit all the time. Where is the easiest step to make sure that you get more income so you can sustain also other activities? Make it easy to purchase, remove any barriers, and streamline your sales process so that you don't lose customers. I had an example just today where I gave contact of mine, I was doing a checkout on one of her services, and I was giving her advice on how the purchase process could be improved. There was a step there that was making it, I got a doubt in my mind, what am I going to click on? You don't need that because people fall off. They're so easily distracted. Really needs to be a super simple purchase process. Don't make too many options. In this instance, my example, it was too many payment options, or the wrong payment options presented in the wrong place. Then we look at nurture your prospect and customers. Schedule regular communication to keep your clients up to date. You want them to remember you when they are ready to make a new purchase or a repurchase or recommend you. They need to remember you. So make sure that you nurture them well with exciting content. Then all the way at the end here, only here, we look at generating new traffic. Now you have processes in place because we've done all the other things that you are now ready to generate new traffic. Introduce your business through ads, events, networking, and all of those things. It comes all the way to the end, and unfortunately, that's where a lot of people start. So now you know that is another priority path. If you want any of these slides, you're of course welcome to ask for them. And we will send them to you. How do you get started? I've given you the priority path. What I hope that you have gotten out of this is understand the value of lifecycle marketing. Map out your customer journeys and use those different steps. Get a CRM and automation tool to help you get organized. If you don't have one, you are free. Obviously, I mentioned Keep a couple of times here. This deal, 3 months with 50% off, is on Keep Pro. So that is the entry of the Keep. They also have more advanced versions if you need more advanced sales features and stuff like that. But then just be in touch or use another system that you might have already. Get started with the basics. Do you have a good definition of your ideal customer? Your customer journey mapping might help you here as well. Are you driving traffic to a page set up to convert? Your landing page. So in Keep, for example, you also have a landing page builder. I showed you some of the templates that you can use there and some of in the one page that we have set up as well. Are you communicating what the potential client want to hear? So don't think about what you want to communicate, but what do they want to hear about? Where are they in the customer journey? What do they need of information? That's why it's important to understand where they are at. And are you following up? Remember that slide that I said, how much potential is not there? 48% is just completely thrown out the window straight away because it's not captured and it's just not registered properly. And then only 10% of people follow up enough to reach those 90% of people that only purchase from the fourth contact and up. So it's really, really important. You can choose, obviously, to ignore all of these things, but then I'm assuming you wouldn't be here in the first place because you are looking for ways to convert your leads into customers. If anything is overwhelming, anything of this is not is difficult, I'll remind you again, please contact us. We love helping answering questions. This is something we're really passionate about, helping people with this. So don't hesitate. And with that, I hope you got some good advice, and I wish you the best of luck. And feel free to comment.